1994 saw perhaps the world's worst and fastest ever massacre. 100 days of murders that left more than 1 million dead. Before it started, the peacekeeping commander in Rwanda, Romeo Dallaire, had warned the United Nations of the impending genocide, but they ignored his warnings.
A deliberate action that we saw coming, and we watched.
In the same room where he debriefed the United Nations 20 years ago following the genocide, Dallaire warned that current conflicts in Africa and the Middle East, motivated by religious and ethnic hatred, was still not being adequately responded to by the UN.
We are still watching it in Central African Republic, we're watching it in Mali, we're watching it in the Congo, we're watching it in Syria. We've watched it in other countries, and we've written a lot of paperwork, but it hasn't been action in the field.
Eugenie Mukushimana was a teenager when the killing started. She feels 2 decades has healed wounds in Rwanda. But with reconciliation comes a responsibility from the international community to prevent similar atrocities.
There was a collective failure, but I think we have a chance for collective response in a positive way to change what has happened.
Since Rwanda, the United Nations has changed the way that it protects civilians in conflict zones, now allowing for greater intervention. But some argue it still needs to do much more to stop conflicts around the world that currently threaten millions of lives. Nick Harper at the United Nations in New York.
Know more about your world. eNCA.com